and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 The seasons change, but you're the same. Your love is constant. You've never lost it. Your voice is calling out my name. It makes me miss you, even when I'm with you. Oh, nobody wants to go it alone, and I just wanna stay here with you. You are a rainbow, so I am a lucky one. I am a lucky one. You are my favorite song. I am a lucky one. 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 I am a lucky one.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and Speedy Talk is a program for the youth where we talk about things that concern and affect the youth. Now, today we are stepping into a very interesting conversation that happens in many homes, even if people don't always say it loud. And we are talking about, that parental correction, and more specifically, the idea of correcting the parents. Now, think about it. The world is changing very fast. The way people work, communicate, solve problems, and even live their daily lives today is very different from how it was in the past. What was normal before may not always look the same now. And in many homes, young people are now exposed to different ideas, information, and even experiences. Sometimes they see things differently from their parents or from older ones, not out of disrespect, but because the world they are growing in is not exactly the same world their parents grew up in. And this brings to us this important conversation. We already know that children are often told, to just listen to elders. They are always right, respect parents and accept the correction. But in today's changing world, we are asking a deeper question. What happens when the younger generation also feel like they understand certain modern realities better in some situations? For example, when it comes to technology, when it comes to communication, when it comes to mental health awareness, when it comes to even career paths or even lifestyle choices, sometimes the younger generation see things from a different angle. So today on Speedy Talk, that is what we are going to be talking about. Is it necessary for young people to actually correct older beliefs or advice, from their parents, like from the older generation? Is it disrespect? Do you think it's considered disrespect to actually correct things that the older generation might actually think or say? And how should it be done, without turning into disrespect or conflict? That is, if it's necessary. Or are the elders always right? Is it still possible to maintain respect and still have honest conversations across generations? Now, you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Tell us if it's necessary, if you think that it's actually necessary, and why it's necessary, for younger ones to actually start correcting some of the older generations for things that they may see differently. Because sometimes people keep quiet because I don't want it to look like disrespect. But is disrespect the only way to actually pass this information or try to correct certain things without being disrespectful? Is this something that is impossible to achieve? Now, this issue is something that exists in many homes, And even if it's not always openly discussed, on one hand, older generations bring experience, discipline and life lessons that are very important. They have seen things, lived through challenges, and even understand values that still matter today. But on the other hand, the younger generation is growing in a very different environment, one shaped by technology, even fast information, new career paths, and even global exposure. So sometimes what looks like correction is actually just difference in understanding, right? And in some cases, young people may feel that certain advice or beliefs no longer fully match today's realities, not because they want to disrespect anyone, but because they are directly living in a different system. So at the same time, this kind of conversation can be touches respect, authority, and then tradition. Things are very important in family settings. So the real issue is not just what is right or wrong, but how both sides can handle the difference in thinking. So do you think that it's considered disrespect to correct an elder, to tell them, okay, this is how it actually is now, this is how you should go about, or this society we are living in right now, this is what this is how we can go about modern realities, okay? Because people keep saying things of, oh, this is how we used to do it, this is what worked for us back in my time, but now it is this time. So is it disrespect? Do you think it's considered disrespect to correct our parents, to correct the elder ones? Number for you to call is 09036485868. That is 09036485868. Call in and let us hear from you this afternoon on Speedy Talk. Hello. Okay, it's really quiet over there, but you can still call back to be part of the show. That's 09036485868. Call in and let us hear from you. Is it considered disrespect? Do you think it's disrespectful to correct your parents, elder ones? Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Marysyntia.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
All right, this is Big Sam from North Bank.
All right, welcome to the show, Big Sam.
Yes, thank you very much. The elder ones should know that things have changed. It used to be like the olden days, because there is a way that they used to do things in the olden days. They think it's applicable to everything in life. You understand? Like even farming, the way they used to farm in the olden days, that is not how they used to farm nowadays. Because sometimes even in school, in marriages, in different areas, but normally the way the younger ones should approach the matter, the way they need to table the matter to the elder ones to correct them when they are not doing it the way they should do it, or how they do it in these days, in nowadays. They should correct them with respect, like please dad, or please mom, this is not how we used to do it nowadays. Do it this way. As far as it's not wrong, but you must put respect attached to it so that it will go well with both of the partners involved. So that is my contribution, because things have changed very, very much, because they even childbirth, because when a woman gives birth, they will start the way technology have science have proven that the woman should breastfeed the baby for like 6 months before giving the baby water and other food. But in the olden days, they used to give water alongside. But if you, like the young one, you want to tell the mom that nowadays they don't used to give water, just give the baby breast milk only, because it's very, very important to make them healthy and strong. The argument will come, but you like present it in a way that she will understand.
All right.
So that disagreement will not come between the both parties involved.
All right.
Thank you. That's my.
All right. Thank you so much, Big Sam, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. This is Speedy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. With you on the show this afternoon, we are talking about parental correction. There is gap between new generation, older generation. There's always, and there is this long-standing thing of, okay, the elders always see things from where we, the younger ones, cannot actually see the things from. Maybe they can see because they have those experiences, they have been there, they have passed through these things of life. But that times actually change. Introduction of newer things to life, maybe even technology, different ways, even when it comes to career path, even when it comes to marriage, just like someone mentioned. Hello? Just like Big Sam mentioned, a lot of things have changed. And now this is what actually brings some of these disagreements when one parent, a parent or an elder feels like, okay, this is supposed to be so because this is how we did it in our time. So it is supposed to be so. But on the other hand, the younger person is like, okay, things have actually changed right now. And this is what works, or this is what have been proven. This is the new thing that is supposed to happen. And I really like the example that Big Sam gave about mother, breastfeeding mother, and then how it was back then. And right, imagine that case now, you as the younger person, maybe the daughter-in-law, and you're trying to explain to your mother-in-law who grew up in that era of, okay, this is how it was done. Maybe even the first day you're supposed to even give the child, maybe they were even giving the child with swallow. If that was the case, that is just an example. And right now, maybe there are things, they have worked on a lot of things, there are a lot of new researches, there are a lot of things that have been proven. And then you're trying to say, okay, mommy, this is how it is right now. But then they fail to understand, like, okay, this is what we have done, or this is what we lived, and that is the only right way to do. So do you think that is actually wrong? Is it considered disrespect to correct our parents? Is it considered disrespect to correct the elders? And how can we actually do it? Because if we talk about this, it's not just maybe it's not one person's fault, because sometimes even on the side of the younger ones, the way that message is put out, the way that correction is put out, that communication is something that maybe they would take the wrong way. And even for the elders, it's time enough to for something like that to work. Then it's become time enough for people to actually open their minds, okay, to actually take it. Okay, it's possible that what you are saying is right, it's possible that mine is also right. So how can we actually work with two of these things? Hello?
Your call has been placed on hold.
All right, you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Call in and let us talk about parental correction today on Speedy Talk, because it's something that we have to talk about. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
All right, Baba 75 Sylvester from Netbank.
All right, welcome to the show, Baba Sylvester.
Thank you very much. When you see the line of communication, all right, now a child is a father or a mother. If you don't use the so-called language of the youth, which are vulgar languages, you use it against your parents, it will not hug well. You understand?
Okay.
For example, in my house here right now, my children, I give them their freedom of expression. Okay? Look at this way. Over come, let us do like this. How do you see this kind of a thing? And if that child reply you with a mild voice, using a good language as a sign of respect to the dad, the line of communication is open, and people rapport very well and understand each other. But when you have this kind of young ones who say, no, sir, Baba, that is not the thing now. You don't do things like that this time. In our olden days, your time has passed. When you are giving that kind of information to your dad, or you are replying your dad to your mom, when you are that time don't pass, and that time don't go, this, that, this, this kind of thing doesn't bring kind of respect. You understand?
Yes.
And depends on the parents and the children too. You understand? The way you bring up your children, if you allow them freedom of speech, talk to you, rapport with them. You understand? But if you distance your own type of communication with them, or you want to approach them, you come with shouting. Some parents, they shout a lot to their children. The moment you bring such kind of communication, the rapport will not go well. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, but as far as parents and children are concerned, let each person understand each other
Okay.
and have freedom of expression,
Mm.
you will see the line of communication in the family will go very well, and nothing will distract children expressing their view.
All right. All right.
That is the way I look at it.
All right.
Because the adage in this day that he will child
Mm.
stand up and look the front. The thing is always see an old man will sit down and see that kind of a thing. Of course, but consider the modern technology and the changes of life.
Mm.
Even the Bible we are using say the sin of the world is changing.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, there are so many things changing in the sin of the world. So as a father, as a parent, try to look the world as changing every now and then. Our own time, there are a lot of things we do in those days, but they are no more there. Okay?
All right. All right.
Many things we did in those days are no more existing again, and they are not even fashionable again in life. That is the problem there. So thank you very much, Marysyntia.
All right. Thank you so much, Baba Sylvester, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. This is SPEEDy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And I'm your host on the show. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior. We are talking about parental correction. We are talking about correction. You know that whenever you mention correction, the first thing that comes to a person's mind is the elder or the parent correcting the child. But what if it's the other way around? Because there are new technologies, there are new experiences, the kind of classes that some persons, the older generation learned in is not the same kind of classes today. The kind of maybe knowledge is not the same kind today, and there is always this gap when it comes to it almost seems like everyone is struggling for who knows best, and then there's been this long standing thing of okay, the elder is always right. And I like how what Baba Sylvester mentioned about talking of things that an elder can see, even standing from afar, but then the younger one cannot see. Of course, that stands right. But you know that when it comes to experiences, the people that are actually living in this experience right now should know better, that people would experience it in a different way. So how can we actually pass this correction across without it coming across as disrespectful? Because I feel like if you look around, that is something that has become a common problem, with passing that correction. And Baba 75 actually mentioned the use of, vulgar language. You cannot talk to them like that, because those are the people who grew up understanding this is what you consider respect. This is how you talk to me with respect. If my child talks to me like this, then I know that, okay, he or she is just looking out for me and trying to tell me that this is how things are these days. And in order to be smart, in order not to be, left behind, this is how we have to go about it. And then on the other hand, even the parents have to be open-minded, just like he mentioned about opening your mind to the fact that it's possible that they are able to say something right as well. Because if you cover your mouth, cover yourself or your ears with the mask of I know best because I experienced this in my time. Now it's someone else's time, and then it's possible that something else is better, something else has improved, or there is even an easier way to do things like that. So you also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. We are talking about parental correction. Call in and let us hear from you. Do you also correct elders? Do you also correct, as a young person yourself? Do you correct maybe your parents? How do you go about it? Because sometimes it comes out as disrespect. Hello? All right, you can still call back to be part of the show this afternoon. It's SPEEDy Talk, and we are talking about parental correction. Whenever we mention correction, it's always the other way around. So how about this way around? Hello? Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Steven calling from Villa Street.
All right, welcome to the show, Steven.
Thank you.
Go on.
I want to say that it's not bad for a child to also correct his parents. Because, let's say, for example, use of agriculture these days. The world has evolved, and things are made more easier for people. In the olden days, you must go to farm, till the soil, and do everything before you're able to get food. But now, technology has made everything easy. So maybe you go home, you see your father struggling with, let's say, farm work, with things that might even injure his mental health, and then you try to tell him, yeah, there are things that can help you better. I think there is nothing bad there. Moreover, they are the ones sending us to school to learn these kind of things. They're taking back information to them or correcting them where they are wrong. It's not bad.
Okay, all right. So how would you say it's a better way to pass this information across? Because that is one of the struggles, of young people these days. It often comes out as disrespect.
Yes. And the best, that one is, children must be polite. The way they approach their parents must be polite. That one, it's a must. It's not that it's things they might do or they might not. They have to be polite in their words. And they should know that these people are their elders. Not even only their parents, any elder person, they should know that they are elderly ones and they need to talk to them with respect.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in, Tekuma, to be part of the show this afternoon. This is SPEEDy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and I'm your host on the show this afternoon. My name is Marysyntia Hangeior, and we are talking about parental correction. You also can call in to be part of this conversation, and the number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Call in right now to contribute to our conversation on SPEEDy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. You can also tune in and watch live on Facebook at Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi, and then leave a comment to be part of the show this afternoon. We are talking about parental correction. Is it wrong? It often comes out as disrespect, trying to maybe pass some information. Hello? Trying to maybe correct or trying to, should we call it even teach? Because sometimes this is the way that it is right now, and most parents believe that we have experienced something like this, and then we have the better experience, we have the better say, oh, we know best. And some young persons also come with this information of, well, we are the ones experiencing it now, or the world has changed. So how can two of these things work? Because while experience is important, what is current is also important. But then putting this information across can come off a lot as disrespect. So let us hear from you. What would you suggest? What do you think is to be done? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma.
Yeah, tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, you can still call back to be part of the show on 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. 5868. Imagine situations like maybe some parents growing up with that narrative of maybe a woman should not pursue certain careers, or men must not show emotions or even ask for help, or maybe something like maybe marriage should also always happen at a certain time, no matter the readiness, no matter the things, this is how it was. Or maybe sometimes even when it comes to personal growth, when it comes to lifestyle and a lot of things, the experience and then the wiseness, and they are also having the new experience that even the young persons are going through. But then when you send those people, I like someone who mentioned something about you sent us to school to actually learn some of these things, but someone who is sitting in that classroom and then currently on that page, like learning that and then sharing the information, passing that information to you, is more able to share some of those information, to pass some of those knowledge to someone who had maybe past experience. Because as the world is evolving, we cannot be left behind, right? We have to evolve with it. And in some situations, some of our parents might be a little back when it comes to some of this knowledge or some of the things that they do not know, because maybe they had different experiences, which is completely okay. But how do you then, as that young person, not come across as disrespect when trying to maybe post correction or even share some of this knowledge with the older, with our elders? Number for you to call is 090-3648-5868. That is 090-3648-5868. Call in and let us hear from you. How do we correct the elders? Because the correction, whenever we talk about correction, it's always on one side, but now it's on young people too, because that is something that a lot of people struggle with. It always, or not always, but often comes out as disrespect when one party feels challenged, like you're saying, I don't know enough because you were born recently, and the other party feels like, okay, that is olden day stuff. So how can this actually balance where there is not that gap, but both are actually learning from each other, the older generation learning from the younger ones, and even the younger ones still opening their minds to things like that, because experience, most of the time actually contribute heavily to what can actually work, even if it's recent times, even if it's a modern world. Some of those things can actually still be helpful, but then that gap of you're not supposed to correct maybe an elder, or an elder is always right, or the young person doesn't know this and that gap actually restricts a lot of young persons from being able to learn and also being able to pass the knowledge that they have. So you can still call in quickly to be part of the conversation. Before we go, number for you to call is 09036485868.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Emmanuel Kulungu.
Okay.
I'm calling from Ajabale out.
All right, welcome to the show, Mr. Emmanuel.
Thank you. And my take on the matter is the younger ones have the right to correct the elderly, but they should do it with respect.
Okay.
They should do it in a way that the elderly will not feel that they are embarrassed. Like one girl wanted to tell the mother that her mouth was smelly, but she did not know how she would tell the mother. Then she went to the market and bought a new toothpaste, different from the one the mother was using. Then when she brought the toothpaste, she told the mother that this toothpaste she has bought is superior to that one that the mother is using.
Okay.
So the mother should not change to this one that she has bought. So that, because if you brush your mouth with this one that she has bought, you will not have belly ache, you will not have smelly mouth, your body will be fresh. So she took it in that way to tell the mother, and the mother was in a kind of not embarrassed. Not said, "Oh, you are the people that have gone into the world. You are the people that know what is best for us." So the mother now changed to the toothpaste the daughter bought. So it was a kind of like a joke. She don't tell the mother that she should be using the toothpaste daily for better results. Yes.
All right.
So this is the way the younger ones should approach in telling the elderly that, in correcting the elderly, in short.
All right.
So that's my take on the program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for calling in to share that with us. This is SPEEDy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and my name is Marysyntia Hangeior with you on the show this afternoon, and I hope you're having a nice time right here with us. On the show, we have been talking about parental correction, and we just heard from Mr. Emmanuel. I so like the example, of coming up with better solutions. So one more call before we go. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Jonathan Ichabe.
And where have you called from, Mr. Jonathan?
I'm calling from Mr. Ichabe, not Mr. Jonathan.
Okay, Mr. Ichabe, where have you called from?
Yes, I'm calling from Uduko Estate, North Bank.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. I think the better word you should have used is educate, not correct. Correct always connotes the act of telling some, character-wise, no behavioral-wise. So what you mean is the younger ones educating.
We are actually talking about both, all round.
Educating the elder ones. So all the examples be given so far it leads to education. For example, the first one you gave of feeding a child.
A caller gave that.
Yes, it is It's actually education that the younger one is educating the mother. So, and you are talking about technology. It's usually the older ones are not educated about the use of technology or the use of tractors in farming and all those things. So I think the better word you should have used is educate, and not correct. Yes.
So what would you suggest?
You use correct. There's nothing wrong. A younger person correcting an elder. It's the manner he does it that brings someone will look at it as disrespect. Yes. You know, if you do everything politely, as you should always be polite to elders. Yeah.
All right.
So I think there's nothing wrong at all.
All right.
It is the way you approach the whole thing.
Yes, being polite
that,
and all.
Brings disrespect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ichavi, for calling in to be part of the show this afternoon. This is SPEEDy Talk on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Mr. Ichavi suggests that, putting it as education comes off, as more. And that's actually a very fair point, and it brings more depth to what we are discussing, because whether we call it education, correction, explanation, it comes up with different examples. Some examples, or most of the examples that people have actually mentioned, points to maybe education, but sometimes it's actually correction, because even when it comes to character, we have things like that. And the real issue is still the same. It's about how that information and understanding move between generations. So yes, we are not limiting it to one of those, limiting it to education or even correction. In some cases, it is young people simply explaining how things work today, sharing new information or helping older ones understand changes in society, technology, and even lifestyle. And in other cases, it may feel like correction, because when opinions differ, or when what is being said no longer matches the current reality, that is correction. So we can safely say we are really talking about both, education and correction across both the generations, because sometimes the younger generation is learning from experience, and sometimes they are learning from exposure, and both sides may need to update each other in different ways. That is it for SPEEDy Talk this afternoon. I hope you have enjoyed your time here with us on the show so far. Being your host, my name is Marysyntia Hangeior. Coming up next at 3:55 p.m. if today is your birthday, then Speedy Kids are going to be wishing you a happy birthday. And also up next at 4 p.m. the Speed Lane comes on right here on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. And until then, keep enjoying music of your life.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know.